Welcome to GameGrin's Weekly Roundup, a selection of the biggest news stories from the world of video games. This week saw an unprecedented amount of press surrounding the launch of Mass Effect Andromeda, EA's latest game in the Mass Effect series, taking place away from the Milky Way galaxy. Whilst they do say there's no such thing as bad press, before the game launched, those playing on EA Access reported odd character animations that seem to be a step back in the series when comparing to previous games. Without a doubt, these specific facial animations are jarring and disappointing to see, considering the game had a reported $40 million budget. But BioWare, the developers of the game, have had to take a stand on the abuse that their alleged lead animator has received on social media, Ali Rosemarie Leost, when sexist and pretty hurtful comments were hurtled her way unnecessarily. Known for her cosplays and makeup effects, Ali had a torrent of abuse online from those feeling she isn't or wasn't worthy of the position she held, with some comments being plain sexist. BioWare's general manager Aaron Flynn has stepped onto BioWare's Twitter account to say that a former EA employee was misidentified as a lead animator and that he condones any abuse towards them anyway. Ali's Twitter and LinkedIn profiles changed from specifically lead animator on Mass Effect Andromeda to CG animator in general, around the sort of time that this statement was released. But some are querying whether the statement is false or Ali was incorrect in her job title within EA. I've reached out to Ali for an interview, but understandably I haven't heard anything back as yet. Whilst the game is expected to look pretty much identical to that found on EA Access, I'll be hoping we can move past this apparent witch hunt of one individual and enjoy the game for what it is. Moving on, Outlast 2 has proved too violent for the Australian Classification Board, but for once with good reason. The ACB have always been quite strict with their classifications. Games such as Left 4 Dead, Saints Row 4, Hotline Miami 2 and Mortal Kombat have faced similar denials until they were amended appropriately. The denial of classification this time was down to the implied sexual violence on the main protagonist Blake and his wife Lynn. Developer Red Barrels are yet to respond as to whether the game will be altered for Australia or its entirety, but I'm sure we'll hear from them soon. Finally, on a somewhat lighter note, Super Mario Run will be available on Android later this week. Patient Android users will be able to download Mario's first mobile outing on March 23rd. For $9.99 you get access to the full game, which features dozens of levels to perfect and hundreds of enemies to conquer. If you go to the Android store now, you can pre-register for the game and have a notification pop up on your phone when it's ready to download. And that's the news. Head over to GameGrin.com where you can check out the trending articles of the week. Adam interviews the producer of Train Simulator World, Matt Pedalston, and Ethan asks, whatever happened to Alan Wake? Don't forget to follow GameGrin on social media to never miss a beat. Show us your thumbs, either up or down, to tell us what you think. I've been TGK for GameGrin.com, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra for now.